Now, there's two angles here. First of all, they've decided that they're going to put someone in charge of the Special Committee on Benghazi, and it's not going to be Darrell Issa. They feel that he's a little tainted on this, so they're going to bring in Trey Gowdy, a Republican from South Carolina, and he's going to say something interesting here. Let's hear him out.
I have never sought to raise a single penny on the backs of 4 murdered Americans.
Yeah.
So, so to the extent that they would look to me as some evidence of what's appropriate and what's not, there are still, and even in a culture of hyper-partisanship, certain things that ought to be above politics, like the murder of our 4 fellow Americans, and like whether or not you can trust what any administration, Republican or Democrat, tells you in the aftermath of a tragedy. That, to me, transcends politics.
Transcends politics. Man, that is totally true, and you do not want to do fundraising off of that, except for the fact that the National Republican Congressional Committee then put out an email saying, with this headline, you can become a Benghazi watchdog right now. In other words, they would like to raise money off of it. They said, as Politico explains, it asked for a donation to stop Democrats from controlling all of Washington. And finally, they add in the letter, House Republicans will make sure that no one will get away from Trey Gowdy and the Select Committee. So there's Trey Gowdy on TV saying, no fundraising off of this. And then they turn around and send an email saying, those Democrats won't get away from Trey Gowdy. We're going to bust them. Give us money. Give us money. Come on. What happened to not politicizing the deaths of 4 Americans and all that stuff? Well, let's bring Trey Gowdy back on and see what he has to say about that.
The National Republican Congressional Committee, which raises money for House Republican candidates, they have a blog post up explaining what this committee says. It also asks for contributions. Now, I know you said that you are not personally asking for money relating to the Select Committee on Benghazi, but your party's fundraising arm is. Do you think that's appropriate?
Jake, I cannot and will not raise money.
But the NRCC is, sir.
I also advise my colleagues to follow suit, and I think I did so in a pretty unambiguous way.
All right, look, I'll give Trey Gowdy credit for saying, look, I told my colleagues not to do it. But I like how in the first time around, he's like, well, I didn't do it. If the rest of all the Republicans want to do it, and by the way, of course, the NRCC is not the only one. Andy Tobin, Speaker of the Arizona State House of Representatives, who's now running for a higher position, also said that he fundraised off of the Benghazi situation. How dare they do that when there was 4 Americans murdered? Now, I say it in that tone because when I went off on Fox News last week on constantly doing political propaganda on Benghazi in a frustrating and ridiculous and misleading way, people were like, how could you say move on when 4 Americans were killed? Look, of course we're all pissed that 4 Americans were killed. But what Fox News does, and what you do if you were one of those commenters, is that you're conflating 2 different things. When you say it that way, it seems like the controversy and the so-called scandal is around President Obama and Hillary Clinton getting those 4 Americans killed. But even Fox News doesn't claim that. That's not the controversy. Those people died because of that attack, right? I haven't seen anyone make anywhere near a credible case that President Obama or Hillary Clinton could have stopped that. If anybody says that at all, it's basically a conspiracy. Oh, they knew it was coming, but they didn't do anything because of it. No, there's no proof about that. 60 Minutes was embarrassed when they ran a silly story that had even any implication of that. That is not remotely true. The so-called scandal is about what happened afterward. And on that, from day one, I've been saying, do I think that the Obama administration wanted to tell people, hey, you know what, it wasn't necessarily a terrorist attack, so don't count it against our record, and it was an attack regarding the movie? Yeah, I think they fudged those things. I also think that that is a minor point because they have done far worse things that the Republicans don't say anything about, whether it's net neutrality, whether it's the spying on 300 million Americans, the drone killings of American citizens without due process, all those gigantic issues where he's right-wing, they love him for. His worst abuses, they love. So they've got to make a mountain out of a molehill on whether they changed a couple of words on a memo after the attack, not before the attack. No one could have prevented those Americans from dying. So this whole idea of like, how could you say anything about Benghazi? 4 Americans were killed. We know, but that isn't the issue. So, and then you can see here from the Republicans themselves, If they thought that was the case, you're going to raise money off of 4 dead American bodies. You might as well have been complicit in killing them. That's what Fox News would say, right? I mean, how dare you raise money off of that if you are that truly outraged? See, they're not that outraged. Of course it's politics as usual, and of course they can't wait to cash in on it.